now we're going to go through the show. Ooh. What secret surprises does he have for us today? Let's see what's behind door number 1. Ooh, magical lasers. Yay! We are going to employ the brand newest, coolest laser on Earth for this show. We just got it approved. Thank you. People over here I have to thank for that. We're getting Claude out of Paris. Claude, you don't know Claude. He's fantastic. He's one of the world-renowned laser experts in the world. It is full color. It will just do beautiful, beautiful things. And the show's going to start like that. The show's going to start with the original Sherman Brothers song. It all starts in the audience with the full color sweep, and then we sweep out to the lagoon. It starts to sparkle. Then out of the mist comes this magical, magical light to kind of the version of the song that it's going to go into. Same song, just not as peppy as the one everyone's worried about. But it's going to go to this beautiful rendition of the wonderful world of color with a featured soloist we'll show you in a little bit. From there, the first character we see is actually Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell does host this show. She comes out and she actually begins as a laser beam. She hits the screen, and as she does, she appears in brand new animation. She starts to fly across the front screen of the lagoon. As she does, in her pixie dust trail, this fantastic quote by Walt Disney appears. "Every child is blessed with a vivid imagination, Walt Disney." So she enchants it. As she does, all the letters fall into the lagoon. Every time a letter hits the lagoon, a blue fountain appears. And those blue fountains start to come up, and it looks like this royal, wonderful thing. As she starts to fly off, the D in Walt Disney starts to follow her. And she zaps the little D, and she zaps it again, and it won't go. She finally gives it a big zap. It tumbles, and it falls into the lagoon, and it becomes a little orange fountain. And that little fountain is this new little character that we're working on called Little Squirt. And Little Squirt is this crazy little orange fountain that's going to become, basically is the spirit of Walt Disney, that's going to be in different segments of the show and kind of take you through different things. So more to come on him later. So as we get to the end of this sequence, we kind of hit a peak, and out of it comes our first adventure, where we go into the wonderful worlds of Earth, Sea, and Sky. So the colors of Earth, Sea, and Sky, the first place we go is the magical forest. And we have this wonderful character, the Spring Sprite from Fantasia 2000. I love this character, and she's the first big full image that we'll actually see. She is made of projection, and she's made of water. So the first thing that happens is all those blue fountains and Little Squirt rise, and as they hit the top of the screen, this drop in projection hits, and it becomes water. And the water and projection work seamlessly together to make her. And we're actually going to, I'll perform this at the end of this, so you guys get a sense of how all this works. But just imagine through most of this, how water and media kind of blend together seamlessly. Because we're not going to have, it's not a movie, I will tell you that now. You'll see things later on where we're not going to just go, oh, look, I'm watching The Lion King. We're not doing that at all. We are taking the energy and the emotion and the feeling of a lot of these movies and catapulting them into the sky. Then, after we create what will let me go back. Rewind. The Spring Sprite is the first to unveil that 400-foot wall of water. We've taken a piece of animation of her that they've extended at the studio. And basically, as she flies, all the water is flying up. And as it does, you see her flying across it. And what's unveiled is this fantastic forest backdrop. The music segues into just around the riverbed. You hear Pocahontas' voice, you hear her sing. What I love most about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice. Well, you actually see the river come to you. The river travels to you in fountains. It starts to get wilder and wilder, and as it rises up, we then bring Pocahontas down in her actual canoe. But what's cool is that the studio has been fantastic. If you see anybody from the studio here, thank them. Feature animation has been wonderful on the show, as well as Pixar. But now we have Pocahontas in just her boat. So you're going to see that boat traveling across the river bend, or in our case, across the lagoon. But the whole river is made underneath her in real fountains. So she's going to take you there. We then go into Colors of the Wind as we explode up into the sky and kind of end this on a big kind of wonderful, wonderful piece of music, which you'll hear later. Such fun, unless we've run out of time, then I won't play it for you. Yeah, there'll be a revolt. We're not leaving till he plays the music. So this is kind of the feel of it. Other things that happen too, we have a team in France working on this also, and at the very end you're hearing colors of the wind. You see her hair, the hair is blowing. You see all the feathers, or sorry, the leaves from the colors of the wind come together and become butterflies. And then out of the surface of the lagoon will come water butterflies. So 2D become 3D in kind of this wonderful imaginative world. From here we go to a totally different place. We go into April showers. How many of you know this song? Yeah. Hey, I'm bringing back the classics, trust me. The first thing you're going to see is little Heinrich's want to come, and he lands in his little leaf. And he basically lands in the middle of this little rain shower. And I'm going to show you how we kind of do our process in a second. And then from there, we travel into this fantastic rainstorm to April showers. And in the middle of the rainstorm comes the actual old mill. So we're bringing back the old mill. So all these fantastic things from our past are now kind of coming at us in kind of this whirlwind of color and imagination in a rainstorm. What's great is even the lightning is colored. Every time lightning hits, the whole lagoon reacts because every single fountain in the show has its own lighting device. So there's a lot. So here's a little clip. We're working on Heimlich right now with Pixar, and we're trying to figure out the little sequence. So here's kind of a little storyboard with some temp music underneath it, but here's kind of our little process of how we start to do things. So this is the leaf actually falling. Turn it up just a little.
Oh, from here you all look like little ants! Ooh, looks like a little rain! No, big rain! Ah, I think I'm going to wet myself! Auf Wiedersehen!
So there's a little interstitial comedy piece we have. So it's really kind of made, the show's built that way. It's full, when you come out of Pocahontas, it's just kind of this beautiful, beautiful dream, and then in drops crazy Heimlich that then takes you into this world. We go into the storm, and the storm travels us to here, which is the colors of Wonderland. Okay.